Pranic Healing is the focus of my practice, and I also do the work of Byron Katie and introduce people to the idea of the Enneagram. So Pranic Healing was developed by Master Chow Kosui. It's an energy healing system. And so we're like energy beings, like living batteries in an ocean of energy. In our day-to-day life, we get depleted and energized by our thoughts, our feelings, the environment we're in. And when we get depleted, what actually happens is our energy gets depleted, our chakras begin to get depleted, and they begin to not function properly. And as a result of that, we become more vulnerable to illness, and we become more vulnerable to negativity. So Pranic Healing is a way of recharging your batteries. It's a way of cleansing your aura, cleansing your chakras, rebalancing them, so you can actually get the change you want in your life, so that you can get fresh, vital energy back into your aura. So the second modality I use is the work of Byron Katie. The work of Byron Katie is based around 4 questions and a turnaround. So we have a lot of thoughts, unconscious thoughts and unexamined belief systems. And these thoughts and belief systems often cause us problems. The way it causes us a problem is because we've got ideas about how people, things, life should or shouldn't be. So these judgmental thoughts have a catastrophic effect on our energy system. So when we have a judgmental thought, it actually causes a contraction, and the contraction depletes the energy again. It changes the level we vibrate at, and again we magnetize the negative things into our lives. And it ends up, can have the effect on our physical body, like anger and frustration and fury and jealousy and rage and all those sorts of emotions have effects on our chakras, and as a result we can't keep our energy, we can't stay healthy, we can't actually live the lives we want to live. And so using the simple process that is part of the work of Byron Katie, it's 4 questions and a turnaround, and it's really simple to learn. And what it makes it possible to do is to look at your belief systems so that you can just bring them into your awareness, and you can decide whether this is a stressful thought or a peaceful thought. And when you see the effect of having stressful thoughts in your life, it's just like, who wouldn't want to give them up? And it just makes it so much easier to live your life, and you end up just feeling freer. So using the work of Byron Katie, the 4 questions and the turnaround are, so say for instance I've got a judgmental thought that, that person shouldn't be like that. So then the first part of the question is to ask myself, is it true that person shouldn't be doing that? Can I be absolutely sure that person shouldn't be behaving that way or doing that? And the answer is I can't be absolutely sure, because I don't know what that person should be doing in their life. Or I can ask myself, what's the reality? And the reality is that person does do that behaviour. So then the next question is the important question, and that is, how do I react when I think the thought that person shouldn't do that? And what happens is, how do I react? I get irritated, I get angry, I get stressed, I get judgmental, my energy depletes, I get to be self-righteous, I get to be morally superior, whatever it is. So that's the important question. How do I react when I think the thought that it shouldn't be like that? And so then the next question is, how do I treat that person when I think that thought, that person or that situation when I think that thought? Well, I get to treat them badly. I get to treat them like they're inferior. I get to treat them with disdain. And the idea in the work of Byron Katie is we're all one. So the minute that I treat another with disdain or as less than me or with irritation, it's the minute I treat someone else badly, I'm actually treating myself like that. So when I have a judgmental thought, the cost is catastrophic on me. I get, I'm now vibrating at a level I don't even want to vibrate at. And so Byron Katie then says, is it a stressful thought or a peaceful thought? And of course, a lot of people start off by saying, well, it's not peaceful. And you ask again, is it a stressful thought or a peaceful thought? It's just like a stressful thought. And the next question is, who would you be without the thought? Can you see a reason to drop the thought? And then who would you be without the thought? And the answer to who would you be without the thought is often, I don't know. And then gradually, it's just like, well, I'd be me. or I could be happy. And then that sort of revelation is just astounding. And the turnaround is to actually literally turn it around, because what I'm judging other people for is actually a projection of mine. So I'm invisible to myself, and what I don't like about myself, I project it off onto other people. So Byron Katie says, whatever I notice about other people, and it's often in themes, like I notice irritating people all day. So the question really is, so when I'm making the judgment over there, the 3 fingers are pointing back at me. So the turnaround is that person shouldn't be so annoying. So it's my thinking shouldn't be so annoying for me about that other person. That's the turnaround. So that's where I end up getting the freedom, and I get to stop judging that other person, and I just have an easier life. The third aspect of my practice is the Enneagram. The Enneagram is a psychological tool for spiritual development. So what the Enneagram describes is personality types, or the passions. And there's 9 personality types or passions that the Enneagram describes. And what they do are, they're habitual sets of responses that we keep doing over and over again. And these habitual sets of responses create absolute havoc in our life, in our relationships, in our workplace. And they're unconscious. And what the Enneagram can offer is a way of being able to increase your level of self-awareness, because the Enneagram describes in vivid detail the actual passions that drive these personalities. And when you get that level of self-awareness, you can then make choices to stay in the present moment. You can then catch yourself moving into your passion and getting into your personality and beginning your reactive, unconscious responses. So the Enneagram is a rich tool for spiritual development.